can't hear you, Chris.
Mute, Chris. Unmute, Chris.
Sorry, I'm rusty at this. Adam, congrats. I mean, what does this mean to you to finally get this award? Obviously, you've come close a couple of times, and now you've finally gotten it. I mean, how big of an honor is this for you?
Yeah, it's a huge honor. It's very, very humbling. It's been 5 years trying to feel like I've been close the last couple. It feels like, but it's such it's an individual award, but it's such a team award. And like what's behind me right now, our culture, right? Like family, trust, chop. That's what we preach. And coach always says, a lot of guys don't. Only the specialists come to play on special teams, right? Everyone else is recruited to play another position, and I'm just so thankful that our culture has let us have the foundation to which people put so much effort in on special teams, and our coaching staff emphasizes it so much. So to me, it's huge for me, obviously on an individual level, but just testament to our culture of our team, and I'm very proud, and again, it's very humbling, and yeah.
Richie?
Hey, Adam. I mean, congrats first off, man. But I guess I want to ask you, what does it mean to be not only the first punter, but the only Rutgers player to win a postseason award like this?
Yeah, I found that out the other day. I mean, it's a huge honor. There's so many great players that have come through Rutgers, and it's hard to win these awards. It's very hard, and so you need a little bit of luck, and you need things to go your way, and I think I'm a testament of consistency and persistence over a long period of time. 5 years here, so. But yeah, again, there's so many great players, and I'm just so happy and grateful that I landed at Rutgers, but yeah, I did hear that during the week, and yeah, it's cool. It's great, I guess. So yeah.
Chris?
Adam, what do you attribute that consistency to? I mean, what do you feel like has been the biggest key over these last 5 years?
Yeah, I think thinking about it, over the last couple of weeks, I think it's just managing your emotions the best you possibly can, So you don't let a good punt get you too high, and you don't let a bad punt get you too low. You just kind of do your job every time. And when you think about how I punt and how we punt at Rutgers, our emphasis is 0 return yards, and we achieved that this year with -11. And to get that, you have to change the way you punt a little bit, because you don't want to outkick your coverage too often. And I did outkick my coverage a few times, and guys like Christian Izzian and Christian Braswell and Max Melton, these guys bailed me out. So yeah, I guess it's it's just and the coaching staff emphasizes that, and Coach Iano kind of brought that 0 return yard mentality to all of us. So yeah, again, it's just I'm so thankful for the guys I play with, and for the coaching staff.
Richie?
Adam, I wanted to ask you, who do you credit the most for your success playing American football?
Well, it depends on. Like, my dad was a huge fan of football, American football, college sports in general. And then I went to Pro Kick Australia with Tim Gleason, and then coming here, I think you would remember a guy called Toby Ninus, who was the guy that recruited me 100%. He was the guy, and then he was the guy that was fighting for me, in my first year when I was finding my feet. So very appreciative to obviously my father and my support system, and then Pro Kick Australia and Toby Ninus, and then I think Coach Giano, when he got here, kind of said to me, like, 0 return yards for a whole season is a possibility, and this year we're at -11, and it kind of just changed the way I punt, and again, there's so many great people that you meet here and throughout your journey, whatever journey you're on, so it's hard to pinpoint one person, but it's a collection of people at different times, and again, I'm very grateful and very blessed.
Chris?
Adam, when you came from Australia to Rutgers, I mean, did any of this seem possible at that time? I mean, was this even a goal? Did it seem like this is something that, you felt like you could achieve at some point? I mean, or was this just bigger than you could even imagine at that point?
Yeah, I really didn't think about, and again, it sounds very cliche. When I got here, I was just trying to literally get through each day. And to think of anything in the future, it would have ruined me, because I was really just in the present, and I really did play that way, and I kind of lived my life. The amount of sacrifice in the last 5.5 years to be at Rutgers, on a personal level, I had to stay in the moment, and so to think of any awards would not be smart for me, and I'm not good enough to kind of not be focused 100% on what I'm doing in the moment, and I needed to have my focus in the right spot, and again, Coach Giano talks about that, and I definitely learned that from him. His ability to focus is something that I admire, for me that was crucial for me. But yeah, again, it's a bit surreal, this whole thing, but to think about winning individual awards, especially to be recognised as the guy this year, and to be close, in previous years, and you never really think of that, and you'd never say it's not possible, but it's definitely just a bit of you're just trying to perform each punt essentially, and if it works out, it works out.
Richie?
Adam, I'm assuming they kind of told you a little bit beforehand after you won the award, prior to the TV show, actually. But I want to ask, who was the first person that you called immediately after you won, and what was your reaction?
First person I called. Well, Coach called me and told me about it, and then I don't know. I was kind of just a bit, maybe a bit surreal. We didn't really. It kind of really even haven't sunk in. I don't know. I've sort of just been taking it in my stride. But I know like Jimmy Gill was pretty happy, and Jordan Wolkstein and those guys that have been campaigning for me for so long. But I spoke to obviously my good friends on the team, the specialists, and I think when I found out the time, my whole family in Australia was asleep, so I didn't really want to call them and tell them. But my dad had a great reaction, and it was pretty cool to tell him, because he's been following it a lot more recently, and that was a cool experience. And obviously my mom and my sister and my grandmother and all the people that mean so much to me, it was awesome to tell them, because they've sacrificed so much for me to get here. But yeah, it was funny when I found out. I didn't have super crazy emotions either way, but I'm just, again, it's very humbling. It's a bit surreal right now, and yeah, again, they kind of think about it over the long term of 5 years. How it's all shaken out. It's it's good. It's a good way to end, I would say.
Christian, do you have a question? We'll go back. Richie, you got one?
Yeah, I got one more. Obviously, you just said that you told the other specialist and some of your teammates after you earned the award. You set the bar pretty high. So now is this the standard now? Is this what you're telling these guys going forward?
Well, I just think everyone needs to. If you stay in the moment and you focus, the coaching stuff here is going to get you ready, and again, the standard is to be the best you can be each and every day, and try to get 1% better every day. And only you really know that at the end of the day, if you did everything you could to be the best version of yourself. So I kind of just preach to those younger guys, just try to stay in the present and focus. And again, it'll all work out if you can keep putting yourself in a good position each and every day and keep showing up. That's kind of the hardest battle. And again, it was a long journey for me, and hopefully I can be a bit of a role model to people at Rutgers, and obviously coming through the younger specialists, whether at high school or in Australia. And yeah, again, I think hopefully I'm just an example of consistency and focus and trying to stay in the moment.
I got one more, Richie. Go ahead.
Yeah, the last one I got for you. Do you plan on pursuing a pro career in football, or do you have other aspirations at all, or?
Yeah, I've got a lot of aspirations in general, but yeah, the next few months I got that Reese Senior Bowl, which will be great, and Pro Day, and I'm already training at Rutgers at the moment, so yeah, I'll be fully intending to give myself the best opportunity to play at the next level. And one thing I'm fortunate is I've got a lot of hobbies and I've got a lot of interests, so I'm looking forward to what the next chapter holds for sure.
All right, you guys, all good?
Thanks, boys. Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Adam. Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.